Hello and welcome to Defence Services Asia, here in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. I'm Drwiega and I'm the Editor-in-Chief of Asian Military Review. I'm here with James Cottrell, who is the head of the Naval Division at Milkor, the company that we're standing with right now. Come along and we'll see some of the products. Milkor has been known in the past for its variety of weapons, but it's branching out now into much bigger projects in the naval and in the unmanned aerial vehicle markets. But first, James, could you tell us about the Commander here?
Of course. Milkor has been investing in its naval division for some years now, and the Commander is our latest project. It's really designed to be an optimal maritime security vessel, ideal for coast guards, border security, customs enforcement, and even various navies around the world.
Right. So James, what would be the reason for a Coast Guard to buy this craft?
So this has really been designed to bridge the gap between an inshore patrol craft and an offshore patrol vessel. It can handle up to sea stage 5, 4-meter swells. It can go quite fast as well, 45 knot maximum speed, and has very long range, 500 nautical miles at a cruising speed of 35 knots, which really enables it to go out further than most other vessels of its size and do more demanding tasks, which means that you don't need to task a more expensive and more rare, larger vessel to do those tasks. It is extremely versatile as well, being able to mount a wide variety of weapons and sensors, and having good flexibility in the layout of the wheelhouse and the cabin to enable different crew configurations and different mission profiles.
How many crew would this genuinely have?
So at maximum, the crew can be 12.
12?
That would be for a shorter duration mission. That's all 12 of the crew in a shock-absorbing seat. With a crew of 4, this could have an endurance of up to 4 to 5 days.
Wow,
so it gives you really good flexibility if you need more people or if you need more endurance.
So it has sleeping space inside, or?
Yes, it can be configured. In the cabin there is a 2.1 meter long section that can be configured either with 6 shock-absorbing seats or with hot bunk sleeping or with table and chairs, depending on the mission requirements.
So if that was for the long endurance mission, that would be more suitable for that?
Exactly.
Are you looking to configure this in a weaponized scenario, or how do you see that?
Yes, it can be configured with weapons. Remote control weapon station on the roof. It has various weapon mounting points around the vessel, as well as a reinforced aft deck that can handle a payload of up to 1.5 tons, which is designed for use with laser-guided rocket launchers.
Ah, okay. So where are you in the process now? I think you were saying earlier that you're just about to build the first model.
Correct, yes. We're starting with the build of the first model of this vessel this month. The design is nearing completion. So this we will be launching at Navdex in 2025, the actual physical vessel.
Right, excellent. And how many do you initially think you might be producing a year?
We would be looking, depending on the orders that we get, obviously, but we could produce up to 12 in 1 year.
Wow, okay, excellent. Hi, I'm now with Julian Gardner, who's the Business Development Manager for Milkor. And as I said before, Milkor is going into the unmanned aerial vehicles market. And here we have the Milkor 380. Julian, can you tell us a little bit about the 380?
Yes, of course. So the Milkor 380 is a medium altitude, long endurance drone. It's a multi-role platform which can be used for a variety of applications: intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, opportunistic engagement.
Right.
We've carefully selected some world-leading suppliers for payloads in terms of optronics, synthetic aperture radar, different types of weapon systems, to ensure that we can provide a world-class system to our end users.
Right. And presumably the load can be configurable depending on what the user wants.
Yes, so we have 5 hard points at the bottom of the drone. You can see 4 of them being used here. There's also a center hard point, which can be used for different types of synthetic aperture radars, weapon systems, and then we also have the gimbal systems in the front, which give you your eyes in the sky, giving situational awareness to all the operators on the ground.
What would be the typical gimbal that you'd have? So you'd recommend?
It's also very dependent on what the end user wants. Some of them are more accustomed to using one type of gimbal as opposed to another.
Right.
And some of them might have an indigenous system that they want to then integrate onto our platform, which we can then do for them as well.
And in terms of the weapons load and any other sensors, can you mix more sensors on the wings?
Yeah, correct. So it's depending on your operational configuration. So the max payload with full fuel and full endurance, which is about 30 hours, is about 220 kilograms. But you can also, if you know you're doing a strike mission and you want to carry a heavier load, you can then decrease the fuel slightly and increase the payload. And you can carry different types of laser-guided missiles, precision-guided missiles. We also have options for different types of electronic pods for electronic warfare, GSM scanning.
Okay. Is this being built in South Africa or whereabouts is it?
Yes, so it's actually the largest drone manufactured and produced in Africa.
Oh wow.
We do it in Cape Town, South Africa, where we are based.
Right, okay. So Julian, thank you very much for taking us through the 380. As Business Development Manager, what do you think you might be looking at maybe in addition to this or next in terms of products that we might see from Milkor?
So we're really expanding into the unmanned market. It's a very big market coming into the future, as you've noticed.
Yeah.
So we're constantly looking and engaging with our clients to understand what they want. You know, we don't just want to make something that that isn't a use case for. So as a business development manager, we're constantly speaking to the end users, trying to use that to develop an idea of what we want to do next.
And are there any particular markets around the globe that you really feel are appropriate for this kind of technology, or is it a global market for you?
For us, it's a global market. We're constantly looking at everywhere. Some places obviously have a lot higher budgets, so they can afford more of them.
Yeah.
But it's not something we are limiting to a certain region. We are trying to provide it to everyone.
Great, Julian. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's been very interesting.